This is Alex. And at 3:47 in the morning, Alex is having the exact same conversation he's had every single night for the past 2 years. The question isn't what's wrong. The question is, what's right? Because everything feels broken. His body, his mind, his relationships, his purpose. He's tried everything. Therapy, self-help books, morning routines, meditation apps, healthy eating. Nothing sticks. Nothing works. And tonight, for the first time, Alex realizes something terrifying. The problem isn't out there. The problem is in here. And it's been feeding on him this whole time. 7 parasites. And Alex didn't even know their names. It started with envy. Alex would scroll through his phone, watching people live the life he swore he wanted. Love, money, peace, success. And he'd feel it, a burning in his chest. Not just wanting what they had, but hating that they had it. He'd watch them treat their blessings like trash, things he'd prayed for his whole life. And something inside him would snap. Then came greed. Not for money, for validation. Alex started putting his needs first. Always. When his friend asked for help, he said no. When his family needed him, he was too busy. He didn't even realize he was doing it. Until one day, he looked around, and he was completely alone. Lust wasn't about sex. It was about touch, connection. Alex craved it so badly it hurt. But shame wouldn't let him have it. Every time he got close to someone, he'd sabotage it, push them away. Because deep down, he didn't believe he deserved it. Pride was the worst liar. Alex would talk about his achievements, his hard work, how he overcame obstacles. But he wasn't proud. He was terrified. Terrified that if he stopped proving himself, people would see the truth. That he was empty. Inside. Gluttony was his escape. When the world got too heavy, food was the only thing that made sense. Eat. Numb. Repeat. But then came the disgust. The weight gain. The hatred for his own body. People would comment. They didn't know. They didn't understand. Alex was his own prison guard. Wrath. The second worst feeling. Pure rage. At himself. At the world. At everyone who had what he didn't. It would consume him. He'd say things he couldn't take back. Hurt people who didn't deserve it. And then, silence. Just him, alone again, wondering why he couldn't control himself. And Sloth? Everyone called him lazy. But it wasn't that simple. Alex had no motivation, no drive, no point. Why work hard when life is meaningless? Why take care of his body when he'd just rot in the ground anyway? The shame of doing nothing was worse than the exhaustion of doing everything. 7 parasites feeding on him, and he didn't even know they had names. One night, Alex hit a wall. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't scroll, couldn't pretend. He sat there, in the dark, and asked the question that had been building for years. Why does any of this matter? If he's going to die anyway, why take care of his body? He'd seen healthy people die young. He'd seen people destroy themselves and live to 90. What was the point? If life is meaningless, why follow the rules society planted in his head? Morning routines, self-care, good habits, performative tasks designed to trick him into thinking he had control. But he didn't have control. The parasites had control. And then came the darkest thought of all. What if I'm beyond fixing? What if these 7 sins weren't just habits, but who he was? What if this was it? No peace, no purpose, no way out. Just rotting, slowly, until the end. But Alex didn't know something. Something that would change everything. He wasn't broken. He was awake. And that was the first step. Alex made a decision. He would find the answer. Not the fake answers. Not the just think positive bullshit. Not the follow these 5 steps lies. The real answer, the one that actually worked. He started researching psychology, philosophy, religion, science. He read about the 7 deadly sins, and for the first time, he understood. These weren't just religious rules. They were patterns, universal human struggles. And if they were universal, that meant he wasn't alone. That meant others had found a way out. But here's the thing about finding answers. They don't come easy. Alex tried meditation. It didn't work. He tried therapy. Too expensive. He tried religion. Couldn't believe. He tried self-help. Felt like lying to himself. Every door he opened led to another wall. And then, one night, he asked a question that changed everything. What if the problem isn't that I'm sinning, but that I'm ashamed of sinning? Think about it. Alex felt envy, then felt guilty for feeling envy. He felt wrath, then felt ashamed for feeling wrath. He felt sloth, then hated himself for feeling sloth. The parasites weren't just feeding on him. They were feeding on his shame. Every time he judged himself for feeling human, they grew stronger. But this wasn't the answer yet. This was just the question. And Alex still had one more mountain to climb. One more truth he had to face. One that would either destroy him or set him free. Here's what Alex discovered. The 7 sins aren't the enemy. Avoiding them is. You can't kill envy by pretending you don't feel it. You can't destroy wrath by suppressing it. You can't escape gluttony by hating yourself for it. The parasites only win when you refuse to acknowledge them. So Alex tried something radical. He felt the envy without judging himself for it. He felt the wrath without shame. He felt the sloth without calling himself lazy. And something strange happened. The feelings didn't disappear, but they lost their power. They were just temporary states, like weather, like clouds passing through the sky. But here's the part most people skip. This wasn't a one-time fix. Alex didn't wake up cured. Some days, the envy was still unbearable. Some days, the wrath still consumed him. Some days, he still couldn't get out of bed. The difference? He stopped fighting himself for feeling human. For anything?
And then came the final question. The one that still haunts Alex? The one that might haunt you? If life is meaningless, if we all rot in the ground, if there's no grand purpose, then what's the point of fighting the parasites at all? Why not just give in? Why not let the envy consume you? Why not let the wrath destroy everything? Why not eat, sleep, numb, and wait for the end? Alex doesn't have the full answer yet. Maybe he never will. But he's learned one thing. The fight itself is the meaning. Not winning, not being perfect, not eliminating the sins, just showing up every day and choosing to feel the feelings without letting them drive. So here's my question to you. What if the 7 parasites aren't trying to destroy you? What if they're trying to teach you something? What if envy is showing you what you truly want? What if wrath is showing you what you won't tolerate? What if sloth is showing you that you're burning out? What if the sins aren't your enemies? What if they're your messengers? Alex is still searching, still struggling, still human. But he's learned something most people never do. You don't defeat the 7 deadly sins. You befriend them. You listen to them. You learn from them. And then you choose what to do with that information.